This message is about ideas for Israelis to help caregivers come to work in Israel and to help them save thousands of dollars so they can send more money to help their families. Please listen to this 2-minute important message.
This is very important message to help caregivers. Share it in order to raise awareness and help solve their problems. Many caregivers are charged thousands of dollars placement fees by agencies. Worse, they are charged 84% and higher annual interest rate because they don't have the funds. That forces them to often work about a year just to pay back their fees and loan.
How could you help? We offer 3-step solutions to help each year tens of thousands caregivers save thousands of dollars. That will end up to hundreds of millions dollars extra for struggling families, many in the Philippines. Step 1. Share this message in order to raise public's awareness. Placement fees must be cut.
Step 2. Give caregivers in your area direct 7% annual interest loans. Read suggested terms in our site. We are not receiving any commissions. Caregivers that work on a 5-year contract hardly ever quit their work. Think about it, how many residents have 5-year job security? Wouldn't you rather lend money to a person that has a 5-year job security? This is a win-win solution, excellent safe investment to help struggling families.
Step 3. We plan to raise funds for foundation to serve as the securities for the loans in the very few situations when caregivers do not complete their contract. That would take the risk away from you. Donate to our foundation. Our goal is to raise 5% of the total loans amounts. This problem has been dragging for more than 15 years. It is time to change the momentum in favor of the caregivers.
This project was developed by Eitan Katz. Learn more details at yes4.com/helpingcaregivers.
Eitan has informed us about the fact that Filipino caregivers who come to work in Israel are charged approximately $7,000 to $8,000 in placement fees by the agencies. Even worse, since they often do not have the funds that they need to pay these placement fees, they are charged between 7 to 9% interest every month on different payment plans. This is 84% or higher annual interest. This means that most caregivers that come to Israel on a 5-year contract work their first year just to pay their agency fees. Eitan has been trying since 2013 to raise awareness about these problems and has offered a number of solutions. Unfortunately, help has not been forthcoming. One of Eitan's suggestions is that many wealthy Israelis would provide $10,000 loans at below 7% annual interest rates to be paid back within approximately 55 payments. This will be a huge relief to the caregivers and profitable for those who will be helping them. I hope that there are many Israelis who would want to provide loans for approximately $10,000 at 7% annual interest. The risk is very low. Eitan claims that the caregivers are very low-risk borrowers because they work on a 5-year contract that they almost never break. In addition, Eitan has other ideas that will secure the situation to bring it down to almost zero risk. The project is supposed to be very simple. It is direct loans by private people towards caregivers that work under a 5-year contract. It is important to establish the project in such a way that the lenders will receive from the authorities the following data. The lender needs to know how many years remain on the caregiver's contract. And Eitan claims that less than 1% of caregivers leave Israel before their 5-year contract is over. Where do we get official statistics to prove these claims? And how could the lenders learn when the borrower does not complete their contract? A more challenging task is to make sure that the low-interest loans provided would be used first to pay the higher interest loans and are not kept by the caregivers as additional cash. Eitan explains that the agency fees are mostly given under the table without legal documentation. Therefore, one doesn't even know for sure how much they really are. Eitan requests giving the caregivers coming to Israel to work $10,000 loans as a bonus, regardless of their agency fee amount. Yet it is crucial that this money would first be used to pay the high interest loan. The last thing we want is for the caregivers to end up paying two loans at a total of approximately $18,000. This would defeat the purpose of helping them to save money. How could we prevent this from happening? The challenge would at first appear to complicate Eitan's suggestions. However, in reality, this is one of the key elements for the success of the project. The strength of this project is due to the fact that it will not merely raise loans, but will also bring character and dignity into the caregiving industry. The new lenders will demand fairness and legal documentation. That will change the entire nature of the industry. It will chase away bad apples and will allow for fair competition that would reduce the prices of the placement fees. The reason caregivers are taken advantage of is because they are treated as a weak community with little respect by many of the agencies. The ones who profit from these high fees and interest rates have much more influence than the new caregivers. It is the demands for fairness by the new lenders that will develop greater respect towards the caregivers and will build a path to reduce these very high placement fees. The Filipino authorities will need to step up to the challenge and do their part in the Philippines. Eitan suggests forming foundations that will provide securities for loans in case the caregivers do not complete their 5-year contract. Eitan needs professional help and a grant to finance the formation and operation of this project. He also seeks Filipino public figures to join the board of his foundation. Eitan has already asked for help from authorities in the Philippines and from the Filipino-American community. It is time that he receive the help needed, so tens of thousands of Filipino families will benefit each year and together can send more than $200 million additional dollars to their families in the Philippines. This is a worldwide problem for caregivers and their foreign workers working in North America, Europe, and other countries. It affects hundreds of thousands of struggling foreign workers from the Philippines as well as from India, Thailand, Nepal, and other countries. We would like that the solutions for Israel be the templates to help other caregivers and foreign workers working around the world. Let me end this important message by telling you about Eitan. Eitan is not a loan officer. He's not involved with providing the loans, and he's not earning any commission from them. He's just a concerned person that raises awareness to these problems and offers solutions. Eitan, with the help of his late father, Gideon Katz, dedicated hundreds of hours since 2013 for this cause. Unfortunately, he has been ignored and rejected many times. He is starting a fundraiser to recoup his losses during the past few years. I request that you please support him as an act of gratitude for his dedication. Visit his website to learn more details about his suggestions and follow the link to his fundraising. http://www.yes4.com/helpingcaregivers. Thank you.